How do you get into art school? Hi, I'm an illustration student here in Montreal, and today we're gonna take a look at my accepted illustration portfolio. Just a couple of quick disclaimers before we get into it. Number one, this portfolio is meant to get you into school, not to get a job in the industry. This portfolio is meant to
get you into a college level illustration program.
It's not meant to get you a job.
This is more so for if you're trying to get into an art college or, like me, into a college level illustration program
at school. And that ties into number two. This portfolio is based on my personal experience. This is what helped me get into the program. After joining the program and checking out the work of my peers, I can tell you that it's by far not the greatest portfolio. Like, there's some kids out there killing it. These are just some of the pieces that worked for me, and if you feel that you can do better than what I'm about to show you, then your chances are gonna be even higher. Honestly, come to think of it, it's encouraged. Do better than what I'm about to show you. Like, do your best to just do better. Okay, so all that being said, let's dive in. So the first thing I included in my portfolio was a self-portrait. Why self-portrait? Why the not? A lot of art schools will say they want to get to know you through your art. So what better way to break the ice than by showing them literally what you look like? You don't have to do this in a realistic way. This is just the style I was practicing at the time and the one I felt most comfortable with. But yours can be abstract, pastels, it could be whatever the you want. This is you. This was just kind of like a strategic artistic approach on my end after doing a little bit of online research. And I guess it worked. The submission was online, and right beside the piece, they give you a little description box so you can write about what inspired you to draw whatever you drew and what materials you used, and you can even upload a reference picture. So I made sure to do all of that for all the pieces that I could. Unless it's from imagination, then I guess you'll just write
from my imagination.
But if you have reference pictures, they really do encourage you to upload that. All right, next up. A selection of what I consider to be my best graphite drawings at the time. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. The school that I was applying for had a little information seminar a few weeks prior to the portfolio submission deadline. So I decided to go check it out because the year before that, I had actually got my portfolio rejected by them. So I went to check it out and see what it was that they were exactly looking for. And it was actually really informative. One of the teachers there kept stressing that they want to see a lot of graphite drawings, which is something I already knew how to do, but for some reason didn't include too much of because I just thought that they wanted to see, you know, much edgier stuff. But boy, was I wrong. What they actually want to see is that you can master graphite, that you know how to render things in pencil, because pencil is the most basic medium there is. It's the first thing you pick up when you start drawing. And that's just what they want to see. They want to see that you've been drawing for a long time and you're comfortable with graphite. So give them what they want. I cannot stress this enough. Give them what they want. So yeah, this time around, I made sure that the whole beginning section of my portfolio was made up of these well-rendered graphite drawings. Next up, other mediums and color. Here I show them that I experimented with watercolor, marker, acrylics on cardboard, gold leaf on tone tan paper, even did a little bit of collage. You get the gist. If you can, try to show them more than what you're already comfortable drawing. After talking to some of my teachers that were on the portfolio committee, they told me that what they were looking for was that people showed a lot of interest in exploring and experimenting and just like pushing themselves. They not only wanted to see you experiment with a bunch of different mediums and techniques, but they wanted to see that they were working on their proportions, on their perspective, on their form, anatomy, all those technical things that they're just like actively learning them. They wanted to see that you were constantly striving to improve your technical skills. So for this piece here in particular, the prompt I gave myself was the yellow car game that we have in Europe. So like whenever you see a yellow car, you punch someone. So I was trying to capture the essence of that game, if that makes sense. I was hoping that that was kind of going to appeal to the more graphic design area of the program, which by the way, I'm not doing so great in. In this category of experimentation, exploration,
whatever.
I also included this picture of a tattoo I did because it was another medium I had started exploring, and it also helped show a possible career direction that I would be pursuing after completing this program, which is something they want to see you mention in your letter of intent if that's something you have to do. I had to do it for my program, which is something we'll talk about in another video. In this video, I'm just going to walk you through my portfolio, and then I'll have another video up talking about the other steps I had to take in order to complete my application for this program. And now we're gonna talk about the most frequently asked question when it comes to making an art school portfolio. Am I allowed to include manga, anime, fan art, comics, cartoons, anything that's not realism into my portfolio? In my program, they allowed you 1 page. So I do really enjoy drawing comics and cartoons, and I really wanted to showcase that. I really wanted to include at least one piece of what I have fun drawing into my portfolio. I was like, okay, if we're gonna make it count, I might as well pick the brightest piece that I can find, just to kind of grab your attention. Like if you're flipping through, make sure that you're gonna see it, to make sure you're gonna notice it. And that's about it. So, having looked at my pieces, let's see if I met the program portfolio's requirements. It's always good to look at your program's brochure and kind of make a checklist of what exactly they are looking for and see if your pieces are meeting those expectations. Okay, so for my program, they wanted to see 20 pieces produced in the last 2 years. Of those 20 pieces, 5 of them had to be in color. They wanted to see a variety of techniques. They didn't want to see any fan art, so no drawings of Mickey Mouse, Elsa, Sailor Moon, stuff like that. They wanted you to limit the manga drawings or comic books to 1 page, as I've said before. Artworks had to include a variety of subjects. They were looking to see a lot of observational drawings. For this section, I actually had an option to submit pages from my sketchbook, and that's exactly what I did. I had a couple pieces in my sketchbook where I had attended a live drawing class, so I made sure to put those in there. Then if you had any 3D artworks or paintings on canvas, they wanted good pictures of them. And last but not least, if you happen to have an animation short or anything of the sorts, you had to provide a YouTube link to it. And like I said, this was only one part of the admission process that I had to go through. There was also a letter of intent that I had to submit, a timed evaluation, also 7 mandatory drawings that dealt with the drawing principles I keep talking about: form, anatomy, perspective, and proportions. Make sure all of those are things that you're constantly working at and can provide some sort of proof of progress, if that makes any sense. If you have any other questions, make sure to ask me down below, or make sure to hit me up on any one of my socials that I will have linked in the description box. I will try my best to answer them and help you get into the art program of your choice. As I've said before, this video in particular deals with my personal experience when applying to the illustration program I am currently attending here in Montreal. So yeah, good luck with that, and I hope to see you in part 2. Bye!